So the HDA's position in Hadramawt politics is a bit complicated. It doesn't necessarily seem to be explicitly Saudi-backed. It was at one time more Saudi-backed. And then it kind of, the Saudis seem to be reshuffling and trying to reorganize everything. And that caused them to lose their shit and start doing protests and start blockading oil. After that, during that sort of time period that they were flipping out, they announced this Hadramawt Protection Force. And so this was in late 2024. And so, that was kind of seen as like an escalation perhaps against the Saudis and against everybody, is saying like, we're gonna try to get our own thing. The Hadramawt Tribal Alliance insists that it's trying to protect Hadramawt's independence from both, or sort of, self-autonomy from both central Yemeni government authorities, but also the STC. So the STC doesn't like them because the STC wants to claim that it represents all of Hadramawt and all of the South. But anyway, so yeah, the HTA has since sort of gotten closer. It looks like with the Saudis, maybe they worked out an agreement when they called the HTA head Amr bin Habrish to Riyadh a few months ago. But they still seem to be continuing with this HPF, sort of thing that they were doing there. So this announcement of the First Brigade, if it is formed, is notable. That said, the only thing we have thus far is Amr bin Habrish posting something on his social media feed saying like, "Oh, we're doing this." In terms of its ability, concrete, like who's training them, how are they equipped, etc. It's very much still up in the air. And if I'm being honest, it doesn't necessarily seem like they would be the best equipped unless the Saudis were giving them a whole lot of stuff. But we've seen little evidence of that. But yeah, just a continuation of the ongoing kind of tensions between the more sort of Saudi-backed forces, which are not restricted to the Hadramawt Tribal Alliance, kind of towards the north end in Wadi Hadramawt, although the HTA does have presence sort of across Hadramawt, and that's one of its major powers, one of its kind of assets, and the more sort of UAE-backed STC-aligned forces on the coast. So